Hello, my name's Maggie. Today we're going to be doing a top 12, 6 for each section of a Friday of banned books. So, what I wanted to do, I don't know if I've actually done this on my channel. I think that I did last year, but I'm doing it again anyway because this is my channel and I can just do whatever the hell that I want. So, I have a top 6 for banned books that I have not read, and a top 6 of banned books that I have read. Does that make sense? I think it does. So let's get into it. So first I want to do the 6 that I have not read first. So let's get into it. On this first book, I actually want to say that I was reading Pretty Little Liars and/or was watching the movie. No, not the movie. The TV show. Sorry, my bad. And one of the characters was literally reading it in the TV show in book, at least the first book, and it's Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his actual name, but I literally just want to see what all the hype is about for this book, and I saw that it was on the banned books list, so there you go. This next book, I actually kind of remember reading it when I was in like 5th grade, and that was like 2001 to 2002, and yes, I am old, so you do the math, and I'm gonna say that I haven't read it because I know one major spoiler in the book that also happens in the Disney movie, but I'm also not gonna spoil it because #no spoilers. But I kind of want to like reread it again so that I can actually remember what actually happened, other than when I'm thinking in my head of the spoiler. And it's Bridge to Terabithia by Catherine Patterson. And I literally just, like I said, I remember reading this book in like 5th grade and seeing the movie, like before the Disney movie. Like I remember kind of like reading the book and then seeing the other movie before the Disney movie came out in like, what, 2004, I want to say? I don't remember, but, yeah, I literally want to reread this book, so, yeah. This next book, I actually know that it's a TV show. I forget where. I think I want to say, not TNT, but HBO or something? I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but tell me in the comments if you know. So, and then obviously I know it's a TV show. That's obviously a recent TV show. And it's The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood and Yells. I also kind of like wanted to see what the hype was about, and also my first name is actually Margaret, so the author and I share the same name. So there you go. And yeah. The Handmaid's Tale. So, yeah. This next book I actually tried to read, and this is a school curriculum book that I know of. I didn't read it when I was in school, but I know that people in like high school or whatever read it, even though it's a banned book, so #not a rebel or anything, but you know, whatever. I don't know what I thought. But it's actually The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, and I actually tried reading this once. I got like 42 pages in, and I never finished it. So, I remember my mom actually telling me that she actually read this when she was in school too, and whatever. So, I think she actually liked it, as far as I know, but I don't really remember. So, but yeah, I actually want to reread this, so there you go. This next book I actually read, no, I didn't read, but I saw the movie with Kristen Stewart, unfortunately, and I didn't know that it was a book when I saw the movie, and that it said that it was actually a book by Laurie Halse Anderson, and I literally need to read it, like, ASAP. I've had this book on my TBR for, like, ever now. So, and I literally just need to read it, and it's Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson, and it obviously won the National Book Finalist Award, so I literally just need to read this book too. So, there you go. So the next 6 books I'm going to be talking about that I actually have read. So, I'm not going to spoil you, obviously, but yeah. This first book I actually read about 10 years ago now. I was a senior in high school, and I literally recommend it to everybody, but I haven't read it since then, 10 years ago, and it's Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, and I literally just love, like, the first, like, sentence. Let me read it to you. If you really want to hear about it, the first thing you'll probably want to know is where I was born, and what my lousy childhood was like, and how my parents were occupied, and all before they had me. And all that David Copperfield kind of crap. But I don't feel like going into it if you want to know the truth. Like, seriously, that is literally just, like, gold. But yeah, I literally just love this book. I recommend it to everybody. I read it when I was in high school. I need to reread it again. And just, yes, okay? This is a banned book. I read it. I'm with the band, okay? You know? Anyway, this next book, I actually did a bit of a no-no with this book, and I saw the movie before I read the book. And yes, that's a no-no. In my book, anyway. And I literally didn't even know that it was actually a book until, I don't know, now. Not really now, but I just didn't know that it was a book, okay? And it's James and the Giant Peach by Roald Dahl, and I read it, and I liked it. Recommended for children and everybody. So, you're welcome. I actually did a kind of like read the book and then see the adaptation, movie adaptation / TV adaptation kind of thing, and I literally liked both versions, so you're welcome. And it's actually a banned book. I saw that it was on the banned book, and I'm like, banned books list, and I'm like, the hell? Anyway, this next book, I actually keep talking about it on my channel, like Catcher in the Rye, and I read this book in 2014. I got it as a Christmas present, not the edition that I'm holding, but I got the movie tie-in edition for Christmas one year in 2012 / that's the year or whatever. And when the movie came out in 2012, I did not see it because I wanted to read the book like a normal person. And I literally just loved the book and the movie. Logan Lerman, Emma Watson, and Ezra Fitz. I'm gonna say no. Ezra Miller. I got Pretty Little Liars on my brain. Sorry. Ezra Miller are literally amazing together in that movie, and if you know what I'm talking about The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. And I literally just loved this book. I did not read it when I was in high school, unfortunately, and of course the book came out in 1999. I was 8 years old, so obviously I wouldn't have been in high school if I was 8 years old, and whatever. So I literally just recommend this book to literally everybody, you know what I mean? Anyway, this next book I read before the movie came out. I got it as a Christmas present in 2011 by everybody. Not everybody, but I literally read this book, and then for my birthday, I got the second and third books, in which I read that year, 2012, again, and I literally just love The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, and I literally just love this book, and I love Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson and Sam Claflin, who's in the second movie, and literally everybody in this movie franchise and book franchise, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. And I recommend this to literally everybody. If you hate the government of your country and or whatever, you need to read this book. I don't know what I'm saying with this, but I recommend The Hunger Games. You're welcome. This next book, I kind of found it a little surprising because it's a contemporary and whatever, so yes. I actually read this book in 2014, and it took me 2 weeks to read. And as I keep saying, like, in every freaking video that I mention this book, that it literally took me 2 weeks to read. So, you're welcome. And it's Eleanor Park by Rainbow Roll. This was actually the first book I actually read by her, and I loved it, like always. I need to reread this. It's been like 5 ever since I've actually read this book, and I literally just love it. I want to know what happens next, Rainbow. I want to know what happens next. Anyway, but I literally just recommend this to everybody. It's a banned book, and obviously, like I said before, I'm with the band. Anyway, this next book, it's no surprise that it's actually a banned book. So, and if you're into sorcery / wanting to go to Hogwarts, then yes, this book is for you. And it's obviously Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. The series is a banned series, and I hate people who dislike Harry Potter. You're welcome. So, anyway. Obviously it has witchcraft and whatever, and I love Harry Potter, and I love people who love Harry Potter, and I dislike Harry Potter. No, I don't dislike Harry Potter. I dislike people who hate Harry Potter. Sorry, not sorry. So, that's my top 12. You're welcome. And that's it. I'll see you next week with another new video. Goodbye!